Hi, and welcome back to my series called Things I Will Never Say Again as a Black Person, a reflection on phrases, common sayings, and sentences I am removing from my language as a Black person. Today we are talking about my all-time favorite, you're invited to the cookout. Haha, that was sarcasm. First of all, there is no cookout. There is no cookout that one can be invited to unless someone's talking specifically about their own home. There's this popular cultural belief that if you do a certain dance or speak a certain vernacular, use a bit of slang, wear your clothes a certain way, you should have access to the spaces and faces of Black folks. That is bullshit. First of all, I would ask, why do you want to be in those spaces anyway? Exactly. If the cookout is viewed as a safe place for Black people, why do you want to be there? If you're not Black, are Black people not entitled to have spaces where they can just exist, not just as Black people, but as their names, as their identities? Where people who spend all day under micro and not so micro aggressions, we walk out of the front door and we're viewed as a representative for our entire race. Something that many non-marginalized people don't understand. So when we want to kick back in our own spaces and enjoy our time as who we are in our own bodies, in our own identities, and you come in thinking that doing the Dougie invites you into that space, that is a problem. What a cheap admission. You think that doing a dance or using African American vernacular English or knowing a Drake song makes you entitled to a sacred space where we finally get to be ourselves and not the representatives of every Black person that ever existed upon the face of the earth? That's crazy. Instead, if you actually cared about Black folks, you wouldn't want to bully or barge your way in to spaces where they can just relax and be themselves. And to the people who want to hand out cookout invites, y'all come here too. Because how cheaply do you view your culture? How cheaply do you view your heritage? No, a lukewarm appreciation of Black culture, Black history, Black heritage, saying the right things or dancing the right way is not an admission to the cookout, the gathering. Those are places where we should feel safe. And letting people in those spaces without properly vetting them, just because they showed a lukewarm appreciation and low-key appropriation of your culture, it's like you letting someone into your grandmama's pristine house with muddy shoes, and they go into that room, and all the Black people know what I'm talking about. They go into that room and put their muddy feet on that furniture. So no more cookout invites. And if you're actually safe for the community, you would encourage us to have our own sacred, safe spaces without trying to bully your way in. What are some phrases that you don't want to hear no more? And some sayings that need to be wrapped up quickly? Let me know in the comments.